Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're looking at something, well, a bit different. Not policy papers, not data sets.
No, definitely not. We've got these really compelling sources, poems, stories, some modern reflections too.
Right, and they all center around this one really strong metaphor to talk about, how we cope with modern life. It's these two trains on parallel tracks.
It's such a direct way to get at these huge ideas, isn't it? Things like purpose, inner peace.
Hmm.
It makes them tangible, puts them into a story.
Exactly. So our mission today is to unpack that metaphor, understand these two ways of living it represents.
And crucially, pull out the practical steps these sources offer. How do you actually find some stillness when everything feels so chaotic? We want to get into that quickly, but, properly.
Okay, let's start where the sources do right at the beginning. They paint this picture of our initial state, and it's almost startlingly simple.
Yeah, it's beautiful. They talk about us being born pure, phrases like light wrapped in laughter.
Or peace flowing softly through our breath. That really struck me. Our hearts, they say, initially only carried gentle love, like a blueprint for just being.
That's the baseline, that quiet awareness, the conflict, the stress we all recognize, that starts when, as one source puts it, time pushed us aboard a totally different track.
Ah, okay. So we get moved off that original rhythm.
Right, onto a path that's all about external demand. It's kind of the origin story for that constant feeling of being rushed.
Which brings us straight to the noise. The first train, you can't miss it. The Achievement Express.
Or the Hurry-Scurry Express, yeah. One tale describes it as this massive black iron train. The sound is like thunder.
It's that feeling of inadequacy, isn't it? Or just being constantly overwhelmed. If you feel that, you know this train's roar.
Definitely. And what defines it isn't just the speed, though it's incredibly fast. It's the pressure it creates inside you.
The command.
Yeah, the engine noise is basically shouting one thing constantly. Run, achieve, prove yourself. That's its whole purpose.
But why? Why is it never enough? The sources give us a clue about that, don't they? About the fuel.
They do, and it's absolutely key. It says the engine doesn't run on coal, it burns. You get this, the sour smoke of comparison.
Wow. Okay, I love that image. But let's dig into that. What does that smoke actually mean for the people in these stories or for us listening?
Well, it's the core mechanism, really. That smoke means your worth isn't coming from inside. It's always measured against others.
Ah, so the engine's not fueled by what you want or need, but by constantly looking over your shoulder.
Exactly. Looking sideways at what everyone else seems to have or be doing. The sources show it as this nonstop internal performance review.
So it's not just about status, like having more stuff.
Not just that, it's busyness itself becoming the prize. Like a competition to be the most productive, the most seen, the most quote-unquote successful by whatever measure is popular right now.
Which means the speed can't ever really drop, can it? Because the goalposts for comparison are always moving.
Always shifting, always further away. So if that's the fuel, think about what you see when you look out the windows.
Okay, so the comparison shapes the view.
Completely. The windows on this Achievement Express, they don't show you what's really there. They show illusions of worth, mirages.
What kind of mirages?
The tales mention things like crowns, applause, shiny thrones, symbols of external validation.
But there's a catch.
A big one. The sources warn these things are never solid enough to touch. They shimmer, they look real, but they vanish the moment you reached for them.
Because they're just projections based on that comparison smoke.
Precisely. They're what you think validation looks like, fueled by that need to measure up.
That sounds exhausting, chasing things that literally disappear when you get close.
It is. And that's why the passengers on this train, the characters living this way,
Oh.
they get so tired.
The stories describe that, right? Shoulders curling in, smiles fading.
Yeah, it's this slow, dawning realization. The sheer speed makes them forget something fundamental.
Thinks that.
That they were never made to race. That this constant chasing isn't what they were built for. Something else entirely.
So connecting the dots. The Hurry-Scurry Express is basically life lived entirely on external terms.
You got it. The competitive world where your value is all about output, about what other people think. And the noise of it all just drowns out any memory of that initial quiet place we started from.
Okay, but thankfully it's not all doom and gloom. The story shifts. As the day winds down, things get quieter.
Yes, the sky turns that soft lavender hush. And Leora, one of the characters, spots something. Another set of tracks right alongside.
And this is where we meet the alternative, segment 2.
The harmony train.
Yeah.
Or sometimes it's called the stillness stream. Just its description is like instant calm, It's the complete opposite of that iron monster.
How does it look?
It's described as small, kind of round, glowing with this warm gold paint. And there are flowers growing along its sides, like real flowers blooming right there.
Wow. Unaffected by the roar next door.
Totally unfazed. And the train itself, it has this face. Gentle, peaceful smile. It moves slowly, steadily.
Like quiet music of stillness, one source says.
Yeah. And importantly, it slows down sometimes, matches the speed of the express for a moment, just so the people racing by can actually see it.
That difference in appearance must signal a huge difference in, well, everything else. Purpose, destination.
Absolutely radical difference. The passengers on this Harmony train, they're not racing. They're described as being in quiet joy.
Content, aware.
Fully content, fully aware, just breathing in peace. The sources make a point of saying they don't hold trophies, they're not climbing ladders, they don't do anything flashy.
They just were.
Exactly. They're already living in the state that the people in the express are maybe hoping to reach someday as a reward for all the racing.
This is the big shift then. The goal isn't a place you get to, it's a way of being right now.
That's the core of it. And the sources hammer home two really profound things about the Stillness stream. First, no ticket.
No ticket needed.
Nope. And second, no destination.
Wait, no destination? How does that work? If it's not going anywhere, how is it even a train journey?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And the answer is the key insight that unlocks the whole metaphor.
Yeah.
Its station is awareness itself.
Awareness itself. So it's not a journey to find peace somewhere else.
It is the peace, the resting place available right now, accessed just by being purely present. It's the destination you were already looking for, just recognized.
But if the point isn't arriving somewhere specific, what about action? Does stillness mean just stopping? The other train is always moving, even if it's pointless motion.
That's a really common resistance, and the sources handle it well. They're clear. Stillness isn't inaction. It's unpressured action.
Unpressured.
Yeah. The folks on the Harmony train are alive, they're engaged, but what they do comes from like a genuine desire or awareness, not from that frantic need to prove something.
So the journey is the arrival. You're already there.
You're already there, which changes how people are welcomed onto this train too.
How so?
When someone switches over from the express, the passengers on the Stillness stream, they don't ask, what did you achieve? Show us your stats.
No performance review.
None. They just welcome them because they had arrived as themselves. It's a return back to that original state, that light wrapped in laughter.
So Stillness Stream isn't some mystical other place. It's just the internal track, the one that was running alongside all along.
Precisely. The whole challenge is realizing the platform was always there. The choice was simply which train you were boarding each moment, each day.
Okay, so Leo. They see this other train. It's slowed down right next to them. The choice is visible. How do they actually do it? How do they make the switch? The physical gap is closed, but the mental one must feel huge.
Right, that's segment 3, the mechanics. And the sources focus almost entirely on the internal shift needed.
It's not about a big dramatic leap.
No, not some heroic jump. It's described as an act of remembering, and it needs what they call quiet courage.
Quiet courage. Why quiet?
Well, think about it. It takes real courage to just stop running when the whole world around you is still sprinting, yelling, faster!
Yeah, that takes guts.
It does. It's the courage to accept the realization dawning inside. You were never meant to race, only to awaken.
And the sources give actual steps for this, right? The 3 magic steps for making that transition. This feels really practical.
Super practical. Let's break them down, thinking about that roar of the express in the background.
Okay, step 1.
Step 1 is probably the hardest for modern life. Pause.
Yes.
Just stop. Stop trying to keep up. Let your frantic feet just be still.
Deliberately create space.
Yes. You have to intentionally make a little pocket of internal quiet. The hard part isn't stopping your body. It's quieting the fear that if you stop, you'll fall behind, or everything will collapse.
But the sources say this pause is essential.
Absolutely necessary. It's the first step to just stabilize yourself amidst the chaos.
Okay, pause. Then what? Step 2.
Once you have that tiny bit of space, step 2 anchors you. Breathe.
Breathe.
Not just any breath, a deep, slow breath. Fill your lungs with quiet, with calm. This is the physical act that pulls you away from the engine's roar.
How does it do that?
That roaring engine thrives on short, shallow, panic breaths, right? This deep breath is a conscious choice to be in your body right now, instead of lost in chasing some future prize. It cuts through that comparison smoke.
Pause. Breathe. Okay. The final step is Listen. This sounds more abstract. Listen past all the noise, the demands to prove yourself. What are we listening for? What's this faint, clear bell?
Oh, this brings us full circle, that bell.
Yeah.
It's the sound of your original state, that gentle love we talked about at the start.
So practically speaking.
Practically, the source suggests it's the sound of your own deepest intuition. The part of you that knows what you genuinely need underneath what the Hurry-Scurry Express tells you to want.
So not listening outwards, but inwards. To feelings, maybe.
Exactly. Tuning into subtle body sensations or what truly resonates emotionally rather than just reacting to external shouts and demands.
Wow. Pause. Breathe. Listen. And the result of doing those three things.
The cumulative effect is powerful.
Yeah.
The story says that with just one quiet exhale after doing this, a pocket of perfect silence formed.
That silence is the key.
It's the buffer zone. It's the space where that comparison smoke finally clears. And in that clarity, you can make the gentle return. Step off the racing train onto the soft, cool grass beside the tracks.
It's an internal choice that changes your whole experience.
Completely. And that shift reminds you of something crucial. That quiet joy, that original rhythm of your heart, steady, tender, awake, it was never really gone.
It was just waiting.
Just waiting for us to choose awareness over the endless competition. Waiting for us to stop assuming peace is something we have to earn later.
So bringing this right back to you listening now, what's the core message?
The central teaching, really distilled, is that the power is always yours. It's entirely within you.
The sources say the choice lives inside everyone.
Explicitly. And the secret is realizing you are the one choosing which train to be on. Not just once, but in every single moment.
So it's not like a one-off enlightenment thing.
No, it's a constant practice. A daily, maybe even moment-by-moment reorientation. A conscious decision to pause, breathe, and listen whenever you feel that push towards the Hurry-Scurry Express.
It's about realizing the peace you're chasing wasn't lost. It wasn't somewhere else.
Exactly. It has always lived here, waiting, not outside, but within, the second you stop desperately looking for validation out the window.
You realize you're already standing right there, in the quiet of the stillness stream.
You're already home. The internal tracks were always present. We just got too caught up in the speed to remember how to step across.
Which leads us, I think, to a final thought, something for you to ponder.
Yeah, just something to sit with. If that stillness stream, the harmony train, if it truly has no ticket and no final destination.
Because its station is just pure awareness.
Right. Then what happens when you finally truly realize that the destination you were racing towards so frantically on that loud, fast train was just a temporary, flickering reflection of the peace you actually had inside you all along before you even got on board?